18. Our brains are wired for social connection and belonging, and the lack of social interaction can have negative consequences on our mental health. Our brains are inherently wired for social connection and belonging. Human beings are social creatures, and our well-being is closely tied to meaningful social interactions and relationships. When we lack social interaction, it can have significant negative consequences on our mental health. Numerous studies have shown the vital role of social connection in promoting overall well-being. Meaningful social interactions and relationships provide us with emotional support, validation, and a sense of belonging. They contribute to our mental and emotional resilience, helping us cope with stress, adversity, and life challenges. When we experience a lack of social interaction, whether due to isolation, loneliness, or social disconnection, it can have adverse effects on our mental health. Feelings of loneliness and social isolation have been linked to increased risks of anxiety, depression, and other mental health disorders. Furthermore, social interaction and connection have a profound impact on our brain's neurochemistry. Engaging in positive social interactions triggers the release of oxytocin, a hormone associated with feelings of trust, bonding, and well-being. In contrast, social isolation can lead to increased levels of stress hormones like cortisol. Recognizing the importance of social connection can help us prioritize and nurture our relationships. Actively seeking and maintaining social interactions, participating in community activities, and building a support network can all contribute to our mental and emotional well-being. Additionally, it is crucial to be mindful of others who may be experiencing social isolation or loneliness and to extend compassion and support to them. By fostering a sense of belonging and social connection, we can positively impact both our own mental health and that of those around us. 19. People tend to remember incomplete tasks or unresolved situations more than completed ones, known as the Zeigarnik effect. The Zeigarnik effect refers to the tendency of people to remember and be more focused on incomplete tasks or unresolved situations compared to those that have been completed. This psychological phenomenon was named after Russian psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, who first discovered and studied it. According to the Zeigarnik effect, our brains have a natural inclination to retain and prioritize unfinished or interrupted activities in our memory. When we are engaged in a task but are unable to complete it, our minds remain preoccupied with it. This preoccupation is often manifested as a nagging feeling or intrusive thoughts related to the unfinished task. This effect highlights the impact of cognitive dissonance and the need for closure. Our brains seek resolution and closure for incomplete tasks, leading to increased mental effort and attention devoted to them. This heightened focus on unfinished tasks can serve as a motivational factor, driving us to complete them and alleviate the mental tension associated with their incompleteness. The Zeigarnik effect has implications in various aspects of our lives, including work, education, and personal goals. It suggests that leaving tasks unfinished can have a lingering effect on our cognitive resources and overall well-being. Harnessing this effect can be beneficial by using it as a tool for task management and motivation, such as breaking tasks into smaller, manageable components to maintain focus and momentum. Understanding the Zeigarnik effect can also help us better comprehend why unresolved situations or unanswered questions tend to occupy our thoughts. By acknowledging this effect, we can be more mindful of the impact it has on our mental state and take appropriate steps to address and find closure for unfinished tasks or unresolved situations. 20. The endowment effect describes our tendency to value things more highly simply because we own them. The endowment effect refers to our tendency to assign a higher value to things simply because we own them. It highlights the cognitive bias that ownership creates a sense of attachment and perceived value. When we possess an object or consider it as our own, we tend to ascribe greater importance and worth to it compared to the same object in the possession of someone else or when it is not owned by anyone. This effect can manifest in various situations, such as valuing an item more when we have acquired it, feeling reluctant to part with possessions even when offered fair compensation, or overestimating the value of items we own when considering selling them. The endowment effect has been observed across different cultures and is believed to be rooted in our psychological need for security, control, and personal identity. Ownership provides a sense of control over resources, increases our feelings of identity and self-worth, and imbues objects with sentimental value. This cognitive bias has implications in economic decision-making, consumer behavior, and negotiations. It can influence pricing, trading, and willingness to engage in transactions. For example, sellers may demand higher prices for items they own, and buyers may be willing to pay more for items they desire but don't own. Recognizing the endowment effect can help us make more informed decisions and avoid irrational attachments to possessions. By consciously evaluating the true value and utility of an item separate from our ownership bias, we can make more objective choices and avoid overvaluing or overestimating the worth of things based solely on our possession of them. These psychological facts offer interesting insights into various aspects of human behavior and cognition. However, it's important to remember that individual experiences may vary, and these facts should be considered as general tendencies rather than absolute rules.